So welcome everybody, and we are the team behind connecting you with authors and illustrators, which has changed a little, our name at least, since its inception. And so I'm Anna Zanarini, this is Shay Woodruff-Walton, Lyndi Hatch, and Carolyn Corry. And anyhow, so this is our story. So a few years ago, children's author, he's a local author, Rick Walton, came to the Children's Literature Association of Utah with an idea for creating a hub, a one-stop shop for authors in the state of Utah. Now, he came to the Children's Literature Association of Utah because we, CLAW is sort of the preeminent children's literature association in the state. So since we covered the state, he thought CLAW would be the best place to house some sort of one-stop author and illustrator spot for the state. Well, CLAW does a lot, including sponsoring the Beehive Book Awards, and it's a volunteer organization made up of people who volunteer our time as much as we have of it. So it kind of got set on the back burner, and we all thought this is a fabulous idea, but no one had time to work on it. So anyway, it was on the back burner for a really long time until last year when Mo Willems, who's another children's author, came to town. Now, think of your favorite author and get that in your head. Now, if that person was coming to Salt Lake City or wherever you happen to be from, and you missed the opportunity to see that person because you didn't hear about it, think of how you'd feel. Well, it happened to me. Mo Willems is my ultimate favorite children's author at the moment. He writes Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus and the Piggy and Elephant books, and I think he's a genius. And I would have given my left arm to meet him. I've been trying to bring him to Utah for many, many years, but he's out of our league expense-wise and more. But he came to town, and I didn't know about it. And so I was so frustrated that it made me think about Rick Walton's idea of a one-stop hub. So instead of having to manage all these different pieces, if you were interested in literature and events with authors and illustrators coming to the state of Utah, it was all in one spot. And so then the ILEAD program came about, and Matt sent out those emails, and I thought, you know what? This is maybe the perfect opportunity to marry these together and do the ILEAD and really bring this one-stop shop into fruition. And so we built our team, and so it has taken off. So we got together and we divided up some responsibilities. Shay designed the website, and Lyndi designed the bookmarks and worked on some of the promotion. Carolyn managed our grant and found author information that we put up on the website. And then we had another member, Judy, who helped us really put together the calendar and get some of the events listed. And then I did another part of the promotional piece and created a letter and some emails that we're sending out to different places to really get the word out about what we're doing. But I'm going to pass the mic to Shay.
Okay, so one of the first things we wanted to do was create our logo so that we had something that we could use with our website and our promotional materials that would be instantly recognizable with the site, with our name and our graphics. So we came up with one first. This was just our first shot at what we had come up with. We included our name on it and the book and the pencil to kind of give a taste of what we were looking for with the website. As we got feedback from our community reps and other people that we were showing the site to, we made some changes so that it was a little bit cleaner. So we came up with two other logos. This one is one, excuse me, we added a little bit of color to and put at the top of our website. We wanted it to be a little more basic so that we could focus on the other aspects of the content on the site, but still have it be visible enough. And then we also came up with another one that's a little bit more graphically pleasing that we used on our bookmarks. For choosing our website service, we wanted to choose something that would be basic enough that we could pass it on to someone else, because we were planning on passing on our site to a different organization to work on it and keep it up. So we wanted it to be easy enough to edit, and we kind of looked at a few different options. We looked at WordPress as well as Weebly. WordPress is a little bit more in depth for what we were looking for, what we wanted. So we chose Weebly, and it's been a really good choice for us because we've been able to have what we want on it be graphically pleasing, but not have too many bells and whistles to make it too difficult to pass on. We chose a new name for our site, something that as soon as you hear it, you have a good idea about what the site is for. And we went with UtahAuthorVisits.org. And we chose a .org because it's more of an organization rather than a .com, which is a company. And we were really lucky because the domain name was available, so we could actually purchase it, which was really good. Building the website, we started out with a really basic layout, and then from there kind of adapted and changed and tried to get what we wanted on there but also getting feedback from our community representatives and other people that we showed the site to, so that we could make it really user-friendly, but also graphically pleasing as possible. A really exciting thing that happened as we were building, and we were just in the beginning stages, was there's an author named Tyler Whitesides. He is a young adult author from Utah, and he lives in Logan. And he went to Logan High School, where I work, so a lot of people from the school know him. And my library aide that works for me, she sent him a little message and said, there's this website, check it out, take a look at it. Still in the development stages, but take a look at it. And it was really nice because we got feedback from him. And he had said that it was a really awesome website that he didn't know existed, and he definitely wanted to upload some of his visits there. So that was really nice for us to hear, because it showed us we were on the right track, and it was from someone that would actually benefit from having his name on the site. So it was really cool feedback for us. For site navigation, the first page here, you see our logo at the top, and then the main aspect of the page is our calendar towards the bottom. That's so that as soon as you log in, you can see who's coming and when. And if you go to one of the names, then you can click on it, and it will pull up the time that the person's going to be at their visit, where, and a little more information about what they'll be talking about while they're there. So it should be pretty simple to use. Other aspects of the site, we have a few different spots where you can submit information. So if you're a library or a bookstore and you're having a visit, you can submit your information, and then we'll be able to add it to the calendar. So we have a button at the front, and then there's a tab at the top as well. We also have an About section. It's really brief, but just a quick overview of what the site is for so that people know what it's about. And then there's also 2 links here where you can submit your information for a visit as well as join the mailing list. And for our mailing list, that is a spot where you can input your information so that you can get regular updates about author visits when they're added to the calendar. And then our Contact Us is just for questions, if people wanted to submit pictures of their author visits, if they have people coming to their bookstore or library, so that we can have it be a little bit more interactive on the site.
Okay, so also on the website we have a links button, and this is just a bunch of sites that we thought would be beneficial to have on our website, either because they play a significant role in literacy in Utah, or because they've helped us and we figure that people will go there and see our site and connect to us as well. So the first thing we have is the author and illustrator information, and if you click there, for the most part, if the author is on the calendar, then we can put them in our links section as long as they have a website. This has taken a long time, and unfortunately, as you guys all know, links die. So we had them all up and working, and then we checked them, and authors changed their sites or they discontinued them. So this is going to be pretty much a process that goes on and on and on and on and will be forever changing. This is just a way for us to kind of give the authors some publicity as well, so they'll want to use the site and tell us about their visits as well. Also is the CLAW, which Anna mentioned before. They're the ones that that we're planning on having take over this site after we're done. The directory of Utah Public Libraries is up there because if someone's looking for the library where the author's going, and we're also planning on having, obviously, the public libraries play a major role in this and submitting their information as well. Now Playing Utah is a website that's very similar to ours. They have authors and illustrated, but also other musical events. So we've connected to them. UALMA is kind of the education hub for librarians, for library media professionals. ULA, who's helped us a lot with this project, is on there, and we plan on having a site that links to our site as well from theirs. And then obviously the Utah State Library Division, which has helped us a lot, is going to be up there so people can be directed to their site as well. And then we just have a printables link there. On the printables link is our bookmarks that you guys have all been passed out. So if people run out and they want to print more for their library, that's available to them there. They're PDF files, and both styles of bookmarks are on there. We also have both of our logos on there in case somebody prints something off and they want to say that it's on our website or whatever they want to do with it. We've put those up there so they can put those on anything that they're doing as well. So that's our site. Does anybody have any questions about the site while we're there? Yes.
So it moved from children's authors to include now?
It's always been everything. So it's not just focusing on children's. The whole idea is that it's children's, teens, and adults. So if you look at our calendar, you'll see a lot of adult things there as well. And there's paid stuff as well as free stuff. So yeah. Okay. So creating the email. So we got really lucky. Yes?
Have you thought about putting the ability for people to type in the author that they would like to see, and that when that author comes to town, you send a notice out to them?
That sounds like a good idea. Unfortunately, we could look into it. And the way we have everything set up, like with the mailing list and this and that, everything that would run things like that costs a lot of money. And so we chose to spend a lot of our money on the actual domain name, so it would make sure that that would at least be up and running. But that's always something, especially if we considered the Amazon thing, that maybe, we could look into. So, yeah. Okay, so creating the emails. So we had to make sure we came up, as Shay said, with a name that people would remember. And luckily the domain name was available, but we had to make sure that the email address matched as well. So luckily we were able to get utahauthorvisits@gmail.com. And we wanted Gmail because we can embed the calendar into it, and everything just kind of worked really well. So that's why we went with Gmail. Okay, so promotion. We have bookmarks that you guys all got passed. On our original grant, we went with Alpha Graphics, and we were going to get 5,000 bookmarks for, and they were quite expensive actually. So I created it, and then I kind of got thinking I should look on the internet and see what I could find. So I found a website on the internet, and then I found a coupon on the internet as well. That's like the ultimate librarian, right? We got to get the bang for our buck and use the internet to the best of our abilities. But instead of $5,000 with this other website, we were able to, 5,000. We were able to get 40,000 bookmarks. So I know, for less money. So I know it sounds like a lot, but we were kind of like scrimping, and like that's why we had the printable ones there, because we're like, we don't have enough to pass them out to everybody. But luckily with 40,000, we should be good for a while. But also when it came to, the original one was the yellow one, and then we thought, well, if we're doing 40,000, that's way too many bookmarks. So we decided to do the blue one as well. So when people got tired of seeing the yellow ones in their library or wherever else they went, then you could change them out and go to the blue ones. So it was something new and different. And a lot of libraries will be receiving packets like this of bookmarks, and we're distributing them kind of all over the place. So whenever we have like ULA and stuff like that, we'll have a whole bunch of bookmarks there. But also the state library has agreed to help us, so when they're doing their rounds, they are going to drop off bookmarks to libraries that don't have them. And also there's an upcoming summer reading program planning thing that the state's putting on. And so every library that attends there will also get a pack of bookmarks. So hopefully pretty soon our bookmarks will be everywhere and people will know what we are and what we're doing, and that will help us to get the site running even better.
We're sending out the letters to the libraries, the bookstores and authors. We're also sending out emails, and that will be an ongoing process of sending them out, reminding them. I'm sure that if they're anything like me, they need probably 2 reminders and to sending them in. We're going to ask them to put in the information, but we will also be searching. It's kind of like all of our projects, it's a little newborn and you have to keep on adding more to it and get it up and running. So our website that you saw today has a lot on it, and a lot of that was done by us, but we're hoping and watching, making sure that our libraries, bookstores, and our authors and illustrators will help us put them on the calendar also. How we add is through our Google Calendar. It's pretty easy. A lot of it is cut and paste. Once that they send it in to us, we cut and paste it, and then we put it into a file so we know that that has been done, because it's just not one person overseeing the account right now. So this way that we're not duplicating what we're doing. And we're always adding people to our mailing list. So take a chance to get online and join our mailing list and watch our progress with our baby go. So think anything else we got? Got one more. Oh yes, the future of our website. See, we're going to get it. The future of our website with CLAW, it's, like I said, it was going to be taking at least more than one person to oversee it for a little bit with all of our busy schedules. And it will oversee it, so we're making sure that behind the scenes we're not duplicating ourselves. And the supplies for our domain name and for some of our copies that we've made enough that we can hand over to CLAW. Our domain name, we bought a 10-year contract with that, and so that CLAW doesn't have to worry about purchasing. And where we want to see it go, we want to see it get bigger. We want to see it as much as we can. It's just not in downtown Salt Lake or in Salt Lake County, but also Utah County and clear down to St. George and Moab. Richfield had some really good authors just recently, and I'm going, dang, if I'd known, because that's where my mother-in-law is from. So we want to see it keep on growing and more people submitting more information to it. So.